an interesting book with historic value, a guest chef in our kitchen, and a look at preschool skill teaching. All that and more is coming right up, and I hope you'll stay tuned.
Providing entertainment for over 25 years, WALA-TV presents a tradition in Mobile, the Dot Moore Show. Once again, Dot Moore.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're very glad you're there. And today we'll hear from John Sledge about his fantastic book titled Cities of Silence. And in our kitchen, our guest chef is Filippo Maloney of La Pillars Restaurant. And there's more. But right now, our feature fashion on location. Mobile is justly proud of its beautiful Cathedral Square, located just across the street from the Cathedral of Immaculate Conception. The development in downtown Mobile has been so exciting over the last year or two, and this one beautiful place is open to everyone. Office persons often come here and have a bite to eat. The benches are well distributed about, and flowers, beautiful blooming flowers always in the boxes. It certainly is part of the new, risen downtown Mobile area. Cathedral Square, a beautiful spot for everyone to enjoy. And our feature fashion today is in the color purple. It's a beautiful design by Lauren, and it has a wraparound skirt, which makes it very comfortable, and also an overblouse with a shirt tail effect, full sleeves, cuffed at the wrist, and a convertible collar, which you can conform to other things, maybe a scarf, or maybe jewelry, or just leave it alone. Purple, a beautiful color for summer. And our fashion is courtesy of Holidays on Old Shell Road in Spring Hill. Well, a recent survey shows that teaching preschoolers coping skills is best accomplished by playing a game with them. In this report, we learn how that works.
Sharing, cooperation, confidence. The best way to learn these skills and develop fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination may be through play. One playful way to stimulate young minds is with toys and games inspired by the hit PBS Kids daily TV series called Caillou, which is based on a book series. Caillou is a lovable 4-year-old who faces the same experiences as the average preschooler. Through him, children learn to cope with various situations and build self-esteem, confidence, and independence. The Caillou Discovery Game offers children a sense of accomplishment, and the plush toys, all from Irwin Toy, bring a trusted pal into children's everyday lives. More information is found at www.irwintoy.com.
Well, it seems that the medium of email is becoming more and more important to many Americans in this business world. And in this report, we learn some of the reasons why that's so.
The journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life doesn't have to start with a single step. It can start with a single email. Email technology is making it possible for timeless motivational wisdom to get to busy Americans. While 82% of all Americans report a need for spiritual growth, busy home and work schedules can interfere. The medium of email can deliver a quick motivational message. The messages are gleaned from a book called The 21-Day Habit. According to behavioral scientists, if a person does something for 21 days, it will become a habit for a lifetime. People can sign up for 21 days and get a daily email of motivational messages from the Christian Broadcasting Network. At the end of the 21 days, they can get a hard copy of the 21-Day Habit book. For more information, visit www.cbn.com or call 1-800-925-8158.
Welcome back. You know, a coffee table book can be a real addition to living room or den decor as it goes. And today we're going to talk to the author of this beautiful coffee table book, Cities of Silence. Please welcome John Sledge. John, it's such a pleasure to see you, and it's a fabulous book.
Thank you.
And you are a historic historian for the Mobile Development Historic Commission, and we're just so happy to share this with the public. It's going well, I understand.
Yes, doing very well.
We have some pictures that we're anxious to get to because I think that's what the book's all about.
Good.
But first, tell me, what motivated you to write this book?
Well, it's a tricentennial project of the Mobile Historic Development Commission. And a few years ago, our boss asked, does anybody want to do a tricentennial project? And I thought, you know, our cemeteries are so wonderful, and we compare ourselves to cities like Savannah and Charleston and New Orleans. They all have books about their cemeteries. And I saw an obvious gap. We have wonderful places with wonderful stories, and we haven't been telling those stories. So that's why I wanted to do our cemeteries.
Interesting and very, very, very unique book.
Yes,
yes, indeed. I was interested in the terminology that you bring out, like sleeping chamber is what cemetery means, from the Greek.
From the Greek.
And also, this gives you an insight into the heritage of today's citizens of Mobile.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Tell me about your photographer.
The photographs are by Sheila Hagler, who lives in Grand Bay. Very beautiful, and when I began this project, I knew I wanted to do black and white because you get a stronger mood than in color. And I had to decide which photographer locally to work with, and there are a number of very good ones. Sheila I had known about 15 years, and her work has a mood and a tone that I thought was perfectly appropriate to this subject.
Well, now, is this book in the local bookstores?
It's in the local bookstores. It's at the City Museum gift shop, the Oakley gift shop, and Amazon.com.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to the pictures now, because it is a pictorial description.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. One thing I'd like to say up front, too, is any profits will go to the Historic Development Commission.
And that is great. Yes. Right. Okay.
This, of course, is the cover. This image is from Church Street Graveyard, and we see the stone of Right Helen. This was erected probably about in the 1840s. And what's wonderful about Church Street Graveyard, of course, is that it has that wall. It was established in 1820, so it's our oldest existing cemetery. This is a historic photograph of Church Street. This was taken about 1900, and it shows some children standing on the south wall. And it's obvious that the locals have been using the bricks for various construction projects as the need arises. But what's important here are these raised graves. That's one of the things about our cemeteries that's very unusual. You won't find graves like that in Montgomery or Nashville. It's because of our high water table. Of course, New Orleans is famous.
Oh, for heaven's sake,
for burying people that way. But that's what you'll see. Here we have some beautiful, not magnolia, weeping willow trees. This is a stone from the 1830s, and willow trees were often planted in cemeteries to wick water from the soil, and they're also a powerful symbol of mourning. And of course they flank a beautiful neoclassical urn. And this is the image from the cover. It's an angel in magnolia. It dates from about 1900. And this really typifies the Victorian attitude towards death, which is that it was not the end, but rather a triumphant new beginning. And what their funerary art did was to affirm the glory of God and their confidence in a better life to come.
It's fantastic, isn't it? It really
Magnolia has some wonderful angels. This one dates from the 1860s, beautifully shot by Sheila. And what you also have are these rich symbols on the pedestal. The winged hourglass there symbolizing time on the wing, Tempus Fugit, and then the garlands draped around the wings. So all of this funerary art is in place to remind us that life is short, that God is good, and that a better life is in the offing. This is another historic image. These are the George Street gates at Magnolia. They were built in the 19-teens, designed by a local architect, George Rogers, who also did Bellingrath Gardens and Homes and the Van Antwerp building. very elaborate entrance to the cemetery. And then here's a shot from Old Catholic Cemetery, and here we see the gates of heaven opening to admit a soul. This is a gatepost into the Jewish cemetery, She'era Shomayim. Star of David, of course, is a very prominent symbol in a Jewish cemetery. So all of these cemeteries reflect the faith of Mobile's diverse peoples.
Now, this grave is quite unique to me with the photograph.
Yes, this was common in the early years of the 20th century. This woman died about 1914. She's in the Ahavas Chesed Cemetery, which is the synagogue cemetery. She died in 1914. Her name was Mrs. M. Brooke, and the inscription says that she lost her life from amidst all who live in the summer of 1914.
Oh. You know, I was taken with the difference of family taste in gravestones, and some of them have a little story to tell almost, and others just point up the name and the date.
True, and also cemeteries are reflections of the society of the time. You can tell who had money and who didn't.
Yes.
They call a cemetery a necropolis, or a city of the dead, and it literally is. You can go to Magnolia, for instance, and see these group association plots where the firemen are buried and the cotton draymen and the Colored Benevolent Association members, and you can learn a lot about what Mobile was like in the 19th century.
Well, I don't think that we all have realized, a lot of us, how historic a cemetery fits into the picture, how historic it is.
And how strongly they do reflect very broad cultural values and attitudes. They're not, pardon the pun, they're not dead places. They're very much important historically and today. If you look at Church Street Graveyard, which has been closed for a century, it still plays an active role in community life at Mardi Gras, most recently with the widows of Joe Cain going in and decorating his stone. So they continue to infuse the community with energy and allow us to reflect on who we are and where we've come from.
Well, it's a beautiful book, and Cities of Silence. And congratulations on your success, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be back after this. And we promised you a chef with an anniversary on his mind. It's Filippo Maloney of the Pillars Restaurant. Congratulations on your 25th anniversary.
25th, and today we have a very pretty dish on, this is a rock of lamb, half the rock of lamb.
Yeah.
We slice, we make a very, I want to do on the here for the viewers. It's a very simple way to do, and then we'll grill. Okay,
it's nice and hot.
Normal. If we do the Italian way, is this way. Okay, you flat it down a little bit. This is a hot skillet.
Now that widens them out.
Yeah, it just is it's very tender. Of course, we're talking about a very, very fine lamb. Okay. And this is called alla cotta dito. It's an Italian dish, very famous in Italy. Okay, alla cotta dito, meaning it will make your finger very hot. Okay. Now watch how we'll do in here. I put a little salt to the amount you like, a little fresh pepper, of course, and we'll grill very few minutes each side. Lamb you can eat medium rare. And here I have a nice lamb, a nice
now what do we have
this
here?
Is a mixed vegetable for color. I have a zucchini, I have a red onion, I have red bell pepper, I have a green bell pepper. Of course, I did cook a little bit ahead because it'll take a long time to cook this. All right.
That's really diced instead of minced.
Yeah.
It's diced up. Okay.
A little salt, a little pepper. I have a little bit olive oil on the bar. a pepper mill falling apart.
Yeah. Got a mind of its own.
After 25 years, you know, that's very happy. You know, that pepper mill fell
That's
apart.
so colorful, Filippo.
In-
Looks like
in-
confetti.
Absolutely. Now, we can practical. You can fry this again. You don't have to have any fat if you don't want. You just use fat-free. We take this and we turn.
They're practically
cooking.
done.
Well, because of the tin, they cook very quick. This is what you call the 10-minute dinner. Okay, you can, of course, take a little bit more if you want to do a mashed potato with garlic, or he matches extraordinarily well for this particular dish. I made some new potato
Oh,
mashed with
oh,
garlic.
mashed potatoes.
Yeah, we'll keep it nice and warm. And I'll show to you how I'm serving this in a few seconds. So mashed potato garlic, you know, it's the best thing is to roast the garlic a little bit. This will take almost another minute or so. They will be ready in here.
What's that?
I have some plain olive oil, garlic, and from those that like, rosemary is one of the most perfect herbs.
Chefs
for,
use a lot of rosemary, don't
Yeah, rosemary go great in chicken, in pork, in veal, in lamb most of the time.
they? So there's the little grains of
That's
garlic.
correct. Now, if you want, you put a little bit of salt on the side. And a little bit of pepper is in here.
Let me ask you about the grill. You should have it very hot before you start.
Yes, very hot. In fact, it's very hot.
Yeah.
Now, we'll do the little displaying of this. We take this, we check, we cook for another few seconds, perhaps.
Lamb is such a delicate taste.
Very delicate meat.
Yeah. So you're going to have a nice, colorful dish and very nutritive with potatoes and lamb. Oh, woo,
My
bless
apology,
your heart.
they're smoking,
Yeah.
We'll do that. So this is a ready dish. Very pretty, very,
very quick.
charming. And we made a little castle. Okay?
Yes.
My apology.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's what the pepper do.
Yeah,
Little
that's a
rosemary on the
garnish.
top. And if you want a little parsley for color, we do have these little garlic and olive oil.
Now, actually,
you lightly sprinkle. That's it. And the dish is done.
yeah.
Very
But you
quick,
chop
very
that
pretty.
garlic. I mean, that's
This is a parsley chopper.
parsley is
This
so
is a garlic
finely
chive.
chopped.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really make an elegant dish, very elegant,
So
very
that's
pretty.
lamb and potatoes and veggies, really,
Yes,
in there.
very pretty.
And very colorful. And we still have 2 minutes. You went through that like a racehorse.
Oh, well, sometime I forgot I had the 2 minutes. We can talk about something else.
I know,
Let's
but let me
talk
ask you
about
this.
the
Is
beauty.
it not true that chefs use olive oil for frying things more than anything else?
Yes, you can.
Instead of lard?
It's more, well, we don't use lard anymore, real.
Yeah.
Lard it become way over the past because of the health reason. Any vegetable
Well, I mean,
oil.
grease of any other kind, you don't
Yeah.
use it.
Any vegetable oil is better than
Oh,
lard.
really?
Sure. They may not have as much flavor. They may not have as much. You can put a little bit of butter when you finish a dish. If you will have the beauty and the flavor. But you don't need a lot of butter. You can use peanut oil is excellent to cook.
Yeah.
Sunflower seed oil. You can use any other vegetable oil. And when you make the dinner, you discharge the oil. So then you can finish them up with a little cream or the little sauce. This is a finish, so we put on the side. And of course, we do use more than ever.
Yes.
just a vegetable.
Vegeline.
Vegeline.
Huh, no, I'm not familiar with that, but that's
we got to keep the customer alive forever, right?
Yes. Well, a spray would be most handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, and
was
happy
a pleasure.
anniversary.
Thank you very much.
People are coming in and congratulating.
Yes, been
Good.
a lot of fun for 25 years.
Oh, great.
Let's do another 25.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. What do you do when your aging parents need help with daily tasks, but they do not need constant medical help? Reporter Lee Miller has some good suggestions.
Well, look who's here.
Joe Evans recently moved to this nursing home to recuperate from serious lapses in care he received at an assisted living facility. That facility, advertised as state-of-the-art, seemed like a perfect place for Joe, who needed help with everyday tasks like cleaning, taking medication on a strict schedule, and meals. It was important to his daughter Anne that Joe receive the best care his savings could buy, since she lived more than 500 miles away and couldn't drop in frequently to check on him. But Joe did not receive the individualized treatment that he was promised.
They weren't consistent about giving him all the pills that he needed, or giving him the medicine on time, or giving him the right, or having the medicine there. Oftentimes they'd run out of the medications.
Unlike nursing homes, there are no federal regulations for assisted living facilities, and it's because of cases like Joe's that the American Bar Association is calling for national standards to ensure quality care.
I can tell you from just personally looking at the situation when we were looking to place my mom, there are all sorts of rules and regulations that provide you with a certain comfort level in nursing homes. There are no rules and regulations or standards that provide you with that same comfort level in an assisted care facility.
The ABA recommends that families considering assisted living options determine the services they need and ensure the facility can provide them. Ask how the staff is trained and how the facility is managed. Contact the State Long-Term Care Ombudsman for information. Visit the facility a number of times and talk to residents and staff members.
We made the mistake of equating luxury and beauty with confidence and quality.
Joe remains in interim nursing home care while Anne and her family search for a new assisted living facility for him. This time, they know what to look for. This is Lee Miller reporting.
Thank you for joining us. That's our show. Until we see you next week, I hope you stay happy.